Hi everybody, my name is Mrs. King and I'm a first grade teacher at Dumbarton Elementary School. I'm really missing my students and I'm glad that you've joined me here for this lesson. Today we're going to talk about SOL 1.8. The student will determine the value of a collection of light coins, pennies, nickels, or dimes, whose total value is 100 cents or less. That is a fancy way to say we are going to count money. Well, why do we need to know how to count money? Anytime you go to the store, you want to know how much something costs and you want to know if you have enough money for it. Or if you get birthday money or allowance money, you might want to know how much that is. Or if you're saving up for something special, you want to know how much more you need to save until you can buy it. Here's another example. When I was younger, I went to another country with my mom. We went to England. And the money in England is a little bit different than in the United States, and my mom didn't understand it. She didn't know how to count her money. So every time we went somewhere, she would hold out her money and hope that the shopkeeper took the right amount. Luckily, she had me along, and I understand how to count English money, and I helped her. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to count money. In order to be able to count money, though, you need to know what the coins look like. So let's take a look. We're going to talk about 4 coins today: pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters. Now you can see I colored the penny a little bit of a brown color because pennies are a copper color while the other coins are all silver. So pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters. We're not going to count quarters, but we're going to learn about them today. Now, one way that I like to learn is with a song. I feel it's easier to remember things if you sing them. So I'm going to teach you a song that I taught to my students, and maybe it will help you recognize the coins. So here's a penny. Again, I colored it brown. It's 1 cent. And here goes the song. A penny is 1 cent. A penny is 1 cent. Penny is 1 cent. This I know. It's a funny copper color. A penny is 1 cent. This I know. Okay, so there's your penny. 1 cent. It's a funny copper color. That's how you can remember it. It also has Abraham Lincoln on the front, and on the back is the Lincoln Memorial, which you can visit if you're ever in Washington, D.C. Okay, now our next coin is a nickel. My pages are sticking together. A nickel is 5 cents. See? 5 cents. So here's the song. A nickel is 5 cents. A nickel is 5 cents. A nickel is 5 cents. This I know. Thomas Jefferson is on the front side, and on the back side is his home. So a nickel is silver, like most of the coins. And it's got this guy. He was a president, Thomas Jefferson, the 3rd president. He's got a big collar and a long ponytail. That was the style back then. And on the back is the house that he lived in called Monticello, which you can also visit, but that's in Virginia. So that's a nickel, 5 cents, okay? And now we have a dime. Now a dime is easy to note because it's really small. It's the smallest one, and it is worth 10 cents. So here's our song. A dime is 10 cents, a dime is 10 cents, a dime is 10 cents, this I know. It's the smallest of the coins, a dime is 10 cents, this I know. Here's another reason you need to know how to count money. A lot of people think that a nickel is worth more than a dime because it's bigger. Not true. A dime is more money. So you need to know how to count money so you know that. Okay, a dime, 10 cents. The smallest of the coins. And finally, a quarter. A quarter is 25 cents. It's got George Washington on the front and an eagle on the back. It can get confusing because it looks kind of like the nickel, but a quarter is bigger, and Thomas Jefferson has a big collar on and George Washington doesn't. He does have a ponytail though. And then of course there's an eagle on the back. And this is how the song goes. A quarter's 25 cents, a quarter's 25 cents, a quarter's 25 cents, this I know. George Washington is on the front side, and on the back side's an eagle. Now, of course, George Washington was a president too. Who knows which president he was? That's right, he was the first president. Okay, So we talked about pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters. Let's do our song again. Okay, I'm gonna find my first one with all of them. Are you ready? You can sing along with me. A penny is 1 cent, a penny is 1 cent, a penny is 1 cent, this I know. It's a funny copper color, a penny is 1 cent, this I know. A nickel is 5 cents, a nickel is 5 cents, a nickel is 5 cents, this I know. Thomas Jefferson is on the front side, and on the back side is his home. A dime is 10 cents, a dime is 10 cents, a dime is 10 cents, this I know. It's the smallest of the coins, a dime is 10 cents, this I know. A quarter's 25 cents, a quarter's 25 cents, a quarter's 25 cents, this I know. George Washington's on the front side, and on the back side's an eagle. Great job. Okay, so now that we know what all the coins look like, we are ready to start counting them. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to pull out are some pennies. Now remember, these are easy to find because they are a different color. So I'm going to pull out some pennies. Now, the strategy I'm going to use to count pennies is counting by ones, because each penny is worth 1 cent. So I just count them, and you guys know how to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 pennies. Let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, 7 pennies. That's 7 cents. Another strategy I can use is to make tens. So if I have 10 pennies, let me make a little 10 frame, and then I know I have 10 pennies. Yep, 10 pennies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then if I add 3 more, I don't need to count these again. I already know it's 10, so I'm going to count on from there. 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm still counting by ones, but I made it easier on myself, and now I know I have 13 cents. So that's a strategy we can use to count pennies. Now, if I'm counting nickels, now remember, be careful, a nickel is different than a quarter. A nickel is smaller, and on the back of a quarter is an eagle. So make sure you get nickels. Now, nickels are worth 5 cents, we learned in our song. So if I'm counting nickels, what do you think I could count by? That's right, I'm gonna count by fives. So let me do it. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. There's 25 cents here. 5 coins, but 25 cents, because each nickel is worth 5 cents. So let me try a couple more. Trying real hard to make sure I don't get quarters. Okay, let me try again. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. 40 cents. And I kind of move them while I'm counting them, so I make sure I touch them all. So I counted by fives to count my nickels. That was my strategy, and I have 40 cents. Now, the dimes are easy to find because they are the tiny ones. So if I counted my pennies by ones because they are 1 cent, and I counted my nickels by fives because they are 5 cents, if a dime is 10 cents, what do you think I'm going to count by? You got it. I'm going to count by 10. So let's see what I have here. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. There you go. I have 50 cents. 5 coins, but 50 cents, because each coin is worth 10 cents. And if I add some more, let's see how many I have now. 10. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 cents, or $1. Even though it doesn't look like a dollar, it's a dollar because it's 100 cents or 10 dimes, and I count by tens. So, clear off my mat. When I'm counting pennies, the strategy I can use is to count by ones because each penny is 1 cent. When I count by nickels, the strategy I can use is to count by fives because each nickel is 5 cents. And when I count by tens, the strategy I can use is to count by, when I count dimes, the strategy I can use is to count by tens because each dime is 10 cents. So that really helps me because I already know how to skip count, and I bet a lot of you guys too, and then it's easier for me to count money. If you don't already know how to skip count, then that's something you can practice while you are counting money. Thank you very much for joining me today on this counting money lesson, and I hope that you will get some practice at home. Have a great day. Bye-bye.